Next up on WTV, the diversity in Frisco, AllState Choir, and this week's edition of Real Talk. WTV's Daily Update starts now. Hey there, Red Hawk Nation. Today is Friday, February 10th, and I'm Saachi Kuchu with today's Daily Update brought to you by Wingspan TV. With the PGA Resort, HEB, and Universal Studios, Frisco is rapidly developing. The crowded hallways are enough to show the growing population and rising diversity here in Frisco. Joining us now, here's WTV's Varun Sarvanan with more on the city's shifting demographics.
Hey Saachi, I'm here at a local Indian center, where you can really see how Frisco is adapting to diverse crowds.
In 1980, Frisco was a small town just beginning to grow, with 3,500 residents and one public high school. A little more than 40 years later, there are more than 200,000 residents in the city of Frisco and 12 high schools in Frisco ISD. And as the city has grown, so too has its diversity. Texas's average Asian demographic makes up nearly 5% of its population and is its third largest minority. But in Frisco, about 22% of the population is Asian, more than 4 times the rest of Texas. Asians are the city's largest minority demographic, and of that 22.4%, 14% are made up by South Asian and Indian immigrants. It's something that the mayor has definitely taken notice of.
Frisco, being the fastest growing city, over the last 10 to 20 years, almost everyone who lives here is from somewhere else. You don't meet a lot of native Frisconians very much anymore. And what we hope is that everyone, when they do get here and they decide to call Frisco home, that they feel safe and they feel welcomed.
To reflect the influx of these immigrants, the growing infrastructure has adapted. Nearly every intersection has Asian groceries or restaurants, with more continuing to develop.
When there are restaurants, when there are businesses specific to that culture, there's a community there. Because there's a need, right?
I'm glad that they, especially in this, now that they have the Asian grocery here, which is more convenient for me to purchase, the certain type of food that I want.
To help make the city more comfortable for immigrants to Frisco, the mayor has started inclusivity initiatives.
And so we've done a lot of efforts as a city to try to do that. So I started the Frisco Inclusion Committee years ago. This was started back in late 2017, and really its job is to make people feel welcome. And so part of that is celebrating everyone's, basically celebrating that diversity, so we can learn from each other, that we're not afraid to actually light a Christmas tree at Christmas and say Merry Christmas, but we also light a menorah, in the same park. And we celebrate Holi, we recognize Ramadan.
The price of property in Texas is also far lower than other states, along with gas prices and the overall cost of living.
That is one big difference from what I see in India to the US, is that the quality of life has changed dramatically. And even for the matter of my move from San Francisco to Frisco has actually changed that further, even because the cost of living in San Francisco is definitely higher than what I see it in Frisco.
But according to Mayor Cheney, there are 2 other factors in families moving to Frisco.
The number one reason to move is going to be school district and safety. And of course, top school district, we're one of the safest communities in the country, really. So those are really attractive tools. Kind of on top of that, we've kind of had momentum that built, within that community, as far as, some mosques and temples that were built in Frisco that attracted some families to be nearby, places of worship. And so over the last 5 to 10 years, it's really become an attractive destination.
Frisco's population demographics will continue to evolve, and in the next few years, it looks like diversity is only going up. Back to you, Saachi.
Thanks, Varun. Only 4 students from all of Frisco ISD have made it to AllState Choir, including one Red Hawk who is currently in San Antonio for the state convention. WTV's Ashi Shah has the story.
After countless hours of preparing, senior Shreya Patanji has made it to AllState Choir.
Learning from one of the best conductors in quite possibly the world. And it's such an amazing experience, just learning experience, and then you can feel the love that everyone has for the music. And you can feel that you're in that group that wants to perform the music to the best of its ability, that's worked so hard to get here.
To get to AllState Choir, Patanji has spent hours rehearsing on her own and with choir director Tony Ugolini.
She moved in last year. She decided she wanted to do the AllState process. So to come in her first year to do it, make the choir is an incredible accomplishment. it's even a greater accomplishment to make it 2 years in a row.
Patanji considers her director a great mentor and teacher that's always giving tips to help her improve.
She's taught me a lot about musicality, a lot about how to emote in a piece and how to really give your full, singing capability capacity to a piece of music. She's probably the reason I'm making it to AllState.
Reporting for WTV, I'm Ashi Shah.
With the Super Bowl this weekend, WTV's Lauren Sinclair asked students about their thoughts on the game.
Hey Redhawks, this is WTV's Lauren Sinclair with this week's edition of Real Talk. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?
I think the Chiefs are going to win. Patrick Mahomes is going to absolutely splice up the Eagles. He's going to hit that little sidearm that he does and everything. And the Eagles are absolutely trash organization. So Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are just going to destroy them all day.
I got to go with the Chiefs. Travis Kelce.
I think the Eagles are going to win. What do you think would have made the best Super Bowl matchup?
Personally, I think it would have been the Dallas Cowboys and the Chiefs, or the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals, because I really wanted Joe Shiesty in the Super Bowl, and my boy Dakota Prescott, and CeeDee Lamb deserved a Super Bowl, not the trash Philadelphia Eagles. So,
the Texans and the Lions.
I think we got the best one right now. Chiefs and Eagles, that's a pretty good one right now.
The 49ers versus the Chiefs.
Definitely the Cowboys, and I guess the Eagles would have been fun. Cowboys and Eagles.
Cowboys and Chiefs, for sure, yeah.
Do you have any plans for Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah, we're just going to watch the game with my friends, probably lose a lot of money through sports betting, and just have a good time. Go Chiefs.
I'm going to eat a lot of chicken wings, and I'm going to just veg out on the couch and love it.
I hate the Eagles.
Reporting for WTV, I'm Lauren Sinclair.
On today's sports, WTV's Luke Martin brings you a recap on Red Hawk athletics.
Swim competed in the Region 3 5A meet at Bruce Eubanks Natatorium on Tuesday and would have 4 girls qualify for the state meet. For the relays, senior Maria Oshakis, junior Avery Langan, freshman Bella Oshakis, and freshman Zoe Schneider were placed first in the 200 medley relay and third in the 400 free relay, breaking school records in both events.
Getting back in the water this week, we were really working hard and making sure everything was clean and perfect, and making sure our starts were good.
For the individual events, senior Maria Oshakis would finish first in the 200 free and second in the 100 butterfly, setting school records in both events.
I was really happy with how I did. I wish I had done a little better, because I definitely wanted to go a little faster and definitely win my second event, but I still dropped time and went personal bests.
Like her sister, freshman Bella Oshakis would also see success, finishing first in the 100 back, along with Avery Langan finishing fourth in the 100 back.
I think I did pretty good. A little bummed out that I didn't make the 100 breast, but I think I did pretty good. I dropped for my personal best, so that was exciting.
The state meet will take place on Friday, February 17th at Lee and Joe Jamail Texas Swimming Center at the University of Texas at Austin.
We'll definitely work on our relay starts. We'll work on the details a little more, but it's more of just what we've been doing. I mean, we were pretty polished for regionals anyways. I think that, we had 3 days out before that due to the snow, whatever. So I think going back into it, we'll just keep going, keep polishing. I think we'll be good for state.
After a successful district meet, wrestling will have several competitors moving on to regionals. For the boys, they would have 3 wrestlers place. Seniors James Ethan Harris and William Redden would take first and second, along with senior Preston Mealy taking fourth. For the girls, they would also have 3 wrestlers place, with juniors Mercedes Alvarez and Taylor Clapp both taking first, along with junior Sofia Castillo taking fourth. Alternatives for regionals will include seniors Braden Schuler, Wally Loom, and William Randolph. Regionals will be held at Independence High School, with the girls starting at 8:30 a.m. today and the boys starting at 9:30 a.m. on Saturday. After a district win versus Independence, the boys will look to stay winning as they head into another district matchup versus Memorial tonight, with tip-off at 8 p.m. at the Nest. Also taking down Independence on Tuesday, girls basketball will look to stay hot as they head into the first round of playoffs. The team will take on Frisco on Monday, with tip-off at 6:30 p.m. at Emerson High School. Reporting for WTV, I'm Luke Martin.
If you're looking for more from Wingspan, you can follow us at Liberty Wingspan on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, or visit our award-winning website, libertywingspan.com. And now for today's announcements. Attention AP students, AP exam payment for spring AP courses is open through Friday. Payment will be made through online school fees, and payment finalizes the student's AP exam registration. Students in a fall or full year AP course who have not paid for their exam can pay by contacting CCMR facilitator Jamia Vanderpool by Friday. There is a $50 late fee per exam. Friday, February 10th is the final AP registration payment and refund request deadline for Frisco ISD. If you would like to send carnations to your friends, loved ones, and teachers on Valentine's Day, Key Club is selling carnations this year from January 30th to February 10th. Please fill out the form below to purchase carnations, which are $1 each. More information can be found on the form, and all proceeds will go to charity. Tired of spending your summers in the Frisco area? How does a trip to Japan sound? In the summer of 2024, students will have the chance to travel to Japan as a part of a non-Frisco ISD affiliated EF tour. There will be an informational meeting on February 22nd that will provide details on travel logistics, how to get high school or college credit for the trip, and an affordable payment plan. Scan the QR code on the screen to register for the meeting and email teacher Brian Higgins at higginsb@friscoisd.org or stop by C102 for more details. Model UN state registration policies have been updated. Even if you didn't attend regionals, you are still eligible to compete at Model UN State and potentially Model UN Internationals in Canada. We will continue meeting every Monday advisory starting next week, and we will go through a crash course of all the basics. If you are interested in competing at state, make sure to come to the meeting on Monday, February 13th in advisory in Ms. Wiseman's room for more information. Students, are you interested in conducting or learning about research? Our AP research students are presenting their research design along with their preliminary findings. Join us in the library during advisory on February 16th to learn more about this year's research projects. If you are a sophomore or junior interested in joining National Honor Society, applications are open. The deadline is February 24th. Please scan the following QR code for directions and the application. That's it for today's Daily Update. This is Saachi Kuchu for Wingspan TV.